Hi, this is Kendra from Pencil and Pigment, and today I wanted to talk about creating on colored paper or colored substrates. And for this video, I am using just an inexpensive piece of purple construction paper, but you can use any kind of paper you want. You can even watercolor your own paper, but this is how I go about creating on colored paper. I take out a little color wheel tool, and if you don't have it memorized, this can be really helpful. Again, I'll link all these products in the description box below, but since I'm working on purple, I'm going to look at the complementary color, and this sort of shade, this hue, is sort of in between yellow and yellow-orange. Now, if I was working on blue, I'd want orange, green, maybe some reds, and if it's an olive green, maybe some sort of burnt orange type shades. So anyways, this is how I do this. Now I can lean into the color it is and create, that's a blue. I can create with purples and illustrate purple on purple, and it can be sort of monochromatic like that. I can go to analogous colors like I did and add some blues in there, or maybe even add, head over towards the red section. And analogous colors look really good on the color you're creating on. Or I can do the complement and add some yellows and some oranges. I am using the Faber-Castell Polychromos. So what I'm gonna do is sort of a mixture of all of these ideas. I'm gonna use the purple color, I'm gonna use some analogous colors, and I'm gonna use some complementary colors. And I'm just gonna doodle an octopus, and we're gonna see how this works. So I'm going to want to leave some of this color in my illustration, and creating on colored paper affords you that luxury. You don't have to use so much product if you're creating on colored paper. Again, I'm trying to loosely figure out some sort of octopus situation, and this is going to be, I don't know, some sort of rough sketch here, so we can get to some of the fun coloring ideas. I apologize for the noise. We do have some cars and things going through. So that one goes to that one. And make sure at some point, you know, we reach all the tentacles we should have, right, for this illustration. Anyway, I love creating on paper. I think brown is one of my favorites. With brown, you can do the really, really dark shades still. You can do dark shades like black and other rich browns, or you can use white and ivory and different shades like that. And those colors really, really pop out. So think about what color you want to create on, or maybe you are coloring the front cover or designing the front cover of one of your sketchbooks that's already colored, like Stillman and Byrne. They make one with a blue color cover and one with a green one and one with a red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do another one. And maybe this one will just go down and curl. All right, so here is roughly my octopus. Now I have to decide how dark I want the darkest shade to be. And maybe I will use my darkest purple. This one is mauve. And I'm just going to leave a little spot for an eye highlight right there. Now I want to come in and I want to keep utilizing the purple of the page while creating with some other colors. So I want to use some other colors that are analogous. I will use some blues in here, might look really beautiful. Some pinks might look really cool, just for some added highlight here. And if you want, you could create something to sort of distinct and make this octopus stand out. So maybe he's in amongst some shadows, or there's a rock coming by. I'm going to use some pinks, I think. This is how I go about deciding the colors. And sometimes monochromatic is really, really easy because, you know, it's just your application of how hard you press to how hard you don't press for creating the shadows and the highlights. And sometimes it's adding colors that do that. But you can let the purple stand on its own and stand for what it is. And recognize that, you know, you're drawing a purple octopus and it saves you product. Maybe we'll add some complementary highlights here. This is just a very fun way to utilize colored paper to figure out how you want to create on the front covers of your sketchbooks. Or if you want to, if you're doing a no-buy like I am watercoloring paper and creating on top of it. So I'm creating a different color page every day when I go to create. Gosh, that looks like, I hope you can see this. And in creating a different color every day, I'm then left to decide how I want to pick my colors. Do I want to lean into, if I create something that's burgundy, do I want to lean into pink or do I want to lean into brown? Do I want to add a metallic to that, like silver or gold? Is it a warm color? Is it a cool color? This is how I go about doing that. I look at the color wheel and I decide what I'm kind of in the mood for and what I think I have enough tools for. I mean, even purple pen would work really well. This is a Pilot. Maybe you can see this a little better. Here's my octopus guy. And I have some white, if you want to add white and make little parts really pop and stand out. This is just a little, you know, 5-minute doodle. So you get the idea of creating, but that's just how I go about deciding what colors I want, what colors I think I'm going to need. I look at color theory. I look at what works and what doesn't work, and that's how I decide that. Maybe I'm just in the mood for cool colors, and if I'm creating something that's teal, I know that I have the option of leaning into the blue or leaning into the green. Or I can go across for a complementary color and pick like a blood orange. So teal with blood orange looks really good. And that's an orange that's heavy on red. The other thing to think about is if you're creating a cool teal, do you want warm highlights or do you want cool highlights? So maybe your teal is cool, but your blood orange is warm. You know, maybe you're doing a cadmium combination that's very, very warm that you create into this. Obviously I don't have time to create, you know, all the little details and things, but you get the idea. This is just a main like starting point, jumping off point for tips and tricks on how to do this, is looking at what you're creating. And if you're doing blue, do you want to add a lighter tint, a darker shade, and keep within the monochromatic? Do you want to go analogous? Do you want to see what's next door? If you're creating things in yellows, do you want to go chartreuse or grass green? And if so, do you want to delve into the purple to really make that chartreuse pop out? Because that's an option. I hope this video helps. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.